So the terrorist appearing in an ISIS video showing the killing of 5 accused spies is believed to be a British radical. Authorities saying he could be a 32-year-old Brit, a Muslim convert from East London, who was renting out those bouncy castles houses for kids before joining the terror group. Imagine that. The video also features a young boy in army-style camouflage threatening attacks against Great Britain. A Londoner of Nigerian origin identifying the child as his 4-year-old grandson.
He's my grandson. I can't disown him. He doesn't know anything. He's a small boy. They are just using him as a shield. No, she told me she was going to Egypt for further studies. After today, my daughter is still there. Okay, I've got to go.
So, what is the significance of showing young kids like 4 years old in the propaganda videos? Joining me now, KT McFarland, Fox News national security analyst and the former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense in the Reagan administration. You see that grandfather, I mean, if we're to believe him, he's tearing up. His 4-year-old grandson is now part of ISIS, apparently. What are we to make of this propaganda with these young kids?
I think what they're trying to show you is that it's everywhere. In other words, these are British subjects who are going to the Middle East to fight of all age groups. This is a mother brought her little child to be part of a propaganda video. And I think it's meant to be the shock value. I mean, part of the beheading videos that have been released is for the shock value, is to say, we're in charge, we're everywhere. There's no way you escape from us. And I think that we now think that there's a new Jihadi John.
Right.
And we just got rid of the old Jihadi John, and here's another one to step in and fill his shoes.
And so it's another Brit who was radicalized. As I said in the lead-in, apparently he was selling children's bouncy castles before he becomes radicalized. Maybe he was before, but before he decides to be Jihadi John. What is so important about ISIS sending out the message by using an ally of the United States, the UK?
Well, they're trying to show their domination over it. They're trying to show they control this narrative, that they can take anyone. It could be the guy next door who's now pledged allegiance to ISIS and is coming over to ISIS to fight and maybe coming back to your neighborhood as a sleeper cell. I mean, I think, again, it's to show shock value and domination and to instill fear, because if this guy could do it, if a little 4-year-old kid is there, if the bouncy castle salesman is there, that means anybody could do it.
So it always seems that ISIS is one step ahead of the United States, right? So they come out with these new things all the time. Right now, our efforts are to have airstrikes. Is that enough?
I don't think so. I mean, what they're showing you is that whatever happens, and as you said, we're one step behind, but what it says to me is, look, this is a global jihadi movement. We can dismiss it, we can laugh at it, we can say how silly they think they're going to destroy all of Western civilization, but that is their goal. And just by merely destroying ISIS, say the Islamic State, even if we were able to do it, I don't think we can, but even if we were able to do it, ISIS moves. That radical jihadist philosophy moves. We destroyed them in Afghanistan, they went to Pakistan. We killed bin Laden in Pakistan, they moved to Iraq. We got them in Iraq, they moved to Syria. We could destroy them in Syria, they're going to go to Libya. They're going to go back to Afghanistan. So I think we need to take a big step back and say, well, how did we defeat fascism? How did we defeat communism during the Cold War? It was a unified strategy. There was an economic component, a military component, ideological, alliance, diplomatic. We're not doing any of those things.
And I don't think with this administration
we're not going to.
We will. KT, thank you.
Thanks, Greg.